and welcome to Cardcast, where each week we discuss topics of interest with Lamar University Cardinals. I'm Shelley Vitanza, Director of Public Affairs at Lamar University. I've worked for Lamar University now for a little over a year, but have found one of the more active groups or organizations on campus is our Green Squad. The group of students host green events. They encourage recycling, reusing, and reducing, and they promote sustainable living. Their very active and passionate leader is Alicen Flosi. Alicen earned 2 of her degrees at Lamar University, a master's and a bachelor's in business, and after serving as an administrator for several public school districts, she returned to LU 22 years ago. She now teaches part-time and serves as the Director of Sustainability part-time. In that role, she's interested in making the earth healthier and helping animals have healthy environments. Alicen, thanks for being with us today. We appreciate it. So I got to ask you, I'd be remiss if I didn't. What did you do to celebrate Earth Day? What does a Director of Sustainability do to celebrate Earth Day? Yeah, we're kind of all home.
Not using electricity for an hour, not eating meat. I tried not to use plastics, and I don't think I did. So just a few easy things that I could do yesterday. What did
Got
you
it.
do for
Got
Earth
it.
Day?
Allison, to me, sustainability, I mean, recycling and reusing and reducing, those things have been around for a long time. But sustainability to me is a fairly new term and it's more of a movement. Can you give us the history of sustainability and what it means?
Yes, yeah. It was a new term for me also when I applied for this job 5 years ago. But it actually started about 30 years ago. A group of countries got together to study the effects that humans have on the environment, and they created a report for the United Nations. And in that report, the commissioner, whose name was Dr. Brundtland, he chaired the commission, and he came up with the definition of sustainability. And I think that now it's coming into use more. More people know what it means. You want me to tell you what it means? So,
Oh, yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So really,
Sorry about that.
that's okay. So sustainability is his definition is meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. So the word sustain, that's right where they get sustainability from that. It actually has 3 components. The environmental, which is what we all think about already, recycling, taking care of the environment, healthier water, healthier air. But also it
Exactly.
includes social dimension, which most people don't realize. So things like job security, food equality for people, environmental justice, education, all of the things that go into making it possible for humans to sustain. And then the third thing is the economic factor, jobs, incentives, supply and demand, and this is global. So making sure that the entire Earth, planet, has what they need. So it's got those 3 things: environmental, social, and economic.
And why is sustainability important? Right now, why is it such an important movement? I mean, I think that people could even study sustainability and get degrees in sustainability. So, what's important about this movement, Alicen?
Yeah, I think it's becoming more and more important as people are seeing the effects of us not taking care of the planet. Um, the population is growing quicker than the resources we're able to regenerate. So people are starting to run out of resources. And if you look down the line, it's only going to get worse. So I think that's helped a lot. And we've got a lot of active people who are like Greta from Sweden who are very helpful in getting the word out. And more people are concerned now. So I think we should see it start to pick up more. And I'm hoping it becomes like the age of sustainability. We had the age of information, we had the industrial revolution. So I'm hoping this becomes the sustainability revolution. That's my goal. Hashtag sustainability revolution.
I love it. I love it. I think you ought to start that right there at
Right.
Lamar University. So let's talk about what are some of the initiatives that some of the Cardinals are undertaking just right there on our campus to increase sustainability.
Okay, so the biggest thing for the Green Squad is education, but also on campus, we've done a lot for energy savings, replacing lighting and replacing chillers, which are huge pieces of equipment that can be a lot more
Yeah.
efficient. And we've gotten some renewable energy on campus. We have picnic tables that have umbrellas with solar powered chargers on them, so students can plug their phones in or whatever while they're sitting there. We've got crosswalk signs that are solar powered. The emergency phones are solar powered. We have an electric charger. The dining hall has done a lot for sustainability. They use a lot of sources that are not harmful for the environment. And let's see what else. The buildings, as we build new buildings, they are meeting a lot of the standards for green building. And yeah, I can't think. Oh, we also have, thanks to former First Lady Nancy Evans and Dr. DeFer Levine, we have a community garden where neighbors from the community or anybody from the LU community can grow whatever they want and either keep it to eat or donate it to somebody.
I love that. I would like to have the solar powered table umbrella that you talked about. I need one of those. We could all have those in our homes, right? And are some of these things available for our homes?
Yeah, yeah. And the more you talk to people, the more you realize people are looking for ways to be more sustainable. Like I was talking to a group on campus, and one of the staff members said, "Yeah, I just bought some backyard furniture, and it's made out of recycled plastic." And so it was a cool way for other people to know that there's different options that you may not think of.
That is super cool. One of the things I hear people say all the time is, "I'm not going to eat meat. I'm going to go more plant based." Now, what does meat have to do with sustainability?
It has. I'm not a scientist, but from what I understand, raising cattle is um, a lot more detrimental to the environment than raising plants. And also, what you want to do with anything like that is eat locally. So if you could have a farmer's market or something like that where you can buy fresh produce, it cuts down the footprint a lot more than bringing in food.
Got it. So, what do you do in your personal life, Allison? I mean, we have a farmer's market here. Do you shop locally? Or you plant based? What are some of the things that you do? Kind of give us some ideas that we can implement, in our homes.
Right. Okay. So I try to encourage people. You don't have to do everything. It's intimidating if you see this big long list of things you have to do. So just pick a few
Right.
things that you can start with. Personally, I never use plastic bags at the grocery store. It's easy to take your bag in. I have cut back on plastic straws, and use of plastic. What else? Oh my gosh, I can't think now that you asked me.
Well, let me ask you about that. Have you found a straw replacement that you like better? Do you like paper? I mean, I've tried several different ones, and I'm not real excited about the options yet. I just got to say, the paper ones kind of disintegrate. What are you recommending? I've got a metal one, and it's kind of cold with cold and hot with hot. What's a good option for plastic
Yeah,
straw?
personally, I like the metal ones. I keep some in my car so that, really we don't need straws. You can do without a straw, but if you want to have one, I like to keep some metal ones to use. But if you're a person who's not going to wash that straw, then do without or get a paper straw because it would break down faster than the plastic ones. So a lot of the kids on campus that live in the residence halls, they're not going to maybe wash their reusable straw out. So paper ones might be a good alternative for them.
I've heard that straws cause wrinkles, and so I'm kind of down with straws anyway. Maybe we ought to just say they cause wrinkles and they're bad for the environment. No more straws, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a question coming in from one of our viewers. There is a movement to get away from the huge farming corporations and going towards smaller local based farmers. What do you think about that movement, Allison?
I think it would be awesome. And I was talking about something similar with a friend of mine. A lot of these initiatives, they need governmental support and either some type of all these symbols behind the scenes,
Yes.
something to help them make it, because especially right now, small businesses are having problems. So we really need
Mhm.
to give them something to help it be successful, and then generate interest in people shopping at a farmer's market or something like that. Yeah, I love that idea.
Well, I love our local farmers market. Let me just give a plug for them. It's wonderful. So one of the things that we just did, and I don't know if this is a sustainable kind of thing or not, because I haven't read the list of sustainable ideas or things that you can implement, but since we've been at home and my husband's had some free time, I added to his honey-do list a composting unit. And so
That,
we started this. Is that sustainable living? Am I sustainable, Allison?
yes, that is definitely, you are sustainable, Shelley. Good job.
Yay!
Or at least your husband is. One of you are sustainable.
Yes.
Yeah, because the goal is zero waste. That's why really we don't even want to recycle. We want to not have waste at all. So don't use plastics to begin with. So you are being, yes, very good job. We used to do
All
that on
right.
campus, but we're not right now. We're looking into trying to bring it back in the future.
Well, here's another question we've got on from one of our viewers. Until this quarantine business, we weren't using plastic bags at the stores, and we were recycling, and everything was rolling along great. Now we can't bring our own bags in the stores, and the recycling program has stopped. It feels like we've taken some steps back, Allison. What can we do?
Yeah, you can use your own bags at the store, but you have to bag it yourself during this crisis. But then that will come back on its own. And the problem with recycling, most people know the plant that sorted it closed down in our area. So we're looking to take it to Houston ourselves to be recycled and bringing that program back. So yeah, we have taken a step back temporarily, but I see a lot of hope in the future. And also, it's terrible to say this, but some good things are coming out of this time period right now. A lot more people are going paperless, so we're not generating that much trash. If we could just keep that going after these few months are over and not go back to the way we were, then we would be closer to reaching some of our goals.
One of our viewers asked, what steps can we take to recycle when municipal recycling services have been curtailed locally? Are there some others? There are some other services that are recycling. What can we do?
Yes, there's only one that I know of that does the Golden Triangle area. So if you live in the Golden Triangle area, you can have npbrecycling.com come and pick your recycling up at your house. And then several companies in the area are looking at ways to collect their own and maybe transport it to Houston. So um, it's going to take people asking these questions and showing that there's still an interest in it. Just because the business closed doesn't mean that we have to stop.
Exactly.
npbrecycling.com.
Okay.
However, they also are not recycling during this crisis. So start back up when they get rolling again.
When they get rolling. Well, like you said, at least we're not using as much, and so that kind of helps at this time. One of our viewers is saying that HEB won't let you bring your own bags in, which is tragic. And I know when I went to do my groceries there, you have to stand until the appropriate time, and then they let you move on, but you can't get near where they're bagging at all. So that's a little bit disappointing. So let's talk about the recycling effort on the Lamar University campus. Has that curtailed as well, and how are we going to get more students involved in? What's the plan to bring awareness and to get more students involved in recycling and the whole sustainability movement?
Okay, so we really just had our contract for a year before the MRF closed. So our plan is to hire an employee to help sort the things, and then we will bail it and take it to Houston ourselves once we get that started. So a few things have to happen. We were hoping to have it in place by the fall semester. I'm not sure if that will still happen because we need to buy some equipment and hire an employee. But once we do that, then we're going to need a lot of help educating people about what can be recycled, because it's so hard. We all want to recycle everything. So we tend to err on the side of putting things in the recycling that should not be. They should be in the trash. So it's really better to educate people. And then if you're not sure, put it in the trash, just because you don't want to contaminate the whole load of recycling um, by putting it in the wrong thing. Like pizza boxes are not recyclable.
Right. And that's a big effort on the Lamar University campus, right? To make everybody aware of what can be recycled and what can't. And I know that it was a big effort even when we were recycling in the community, because I always wanted to throw all my glass away and we couldn't. So I guess that's something you'll be working on when we get back to campus.
Yes, yeah. And I just want to say they're not doing it right now, but when this is all over, Target takes a lot of things for recycling up at the front of the store, and they do take glass, which we have not been able to recycle before. So it's a good place to take any glass bottles.
Oh, that's good to know. I'm glad to know that. Okay. So, what do you think the future movement of sustainability is, and what do you see as the long term benefits, Allison?
I think, well, hashtag age of sustainability. I think we are at the point now where people are going to keep the ball rolling, and the younger generation are a lot more caring than we were maybe at that time. So maybe it'll actually take off this time. And I think that people are starting to see the benefits of clearer air, animal habitats being restored. So this is the perfect chance for us to get on track and actually make a difference, so that we don't, everything has a place in the ecosystem, even mosquitoes or things we don't like. So it's important to make sure that we might control it, but we don't eliminate it completely.
Exactly. You mentioned animals, and I know that was in your bio, and I meant to ask you about it. I'm sure you have pets and things like that, but how do you make your how do you make the animals' lives healthier and their environments better? Talk about some of those things that you do and that we can do.
Yeah, I do have pets. I'm surprised you don't hear a dog barking occasionally, but um, yeah, and you know, it's a big picture, but um, having a lot of pets is really not always good for the environment either, because then you need a bigger space, and we're more efficient if we have smaller homes and simplified lives and things like that. But also, I'm worried about all of the pollution in the water and all of the water animals that struggle to survive or are dying out. And I think as long as we get, there's so many good movies, and that was another thing that I meant to do for Earth Day that I didn't do, but we had a list of suggested movies online. But I think people are doing much better about getting the word out about how we can help animals and what they need, and not always the sad, terrible story, but also some of the good things that happen.
Exactly. I agree with all of that. And one of the saddest things is when you do see some of the effects of the pollution in the water and how it is impacting our animals. All
Yeah.
right, Allison, anything else you want to add about sustainability and how the community can get involved?
I can't think of anything. I think, well, communication is always a problem. So we could use help with that, maybe social media or something like that. People don't always read emails. A lot of us don't watch regular TV anymore. So if it's not on Netflix, we're not seeing it. So I think communication is a big thing. So maybe share any type of social media posting that you have. I think that's it.
I agree, and I'm always looking for creative ideas. And I think what you're suggesting is that we're all just a little more mindful. We live a little more consciously about the things that we do and what we use, and I'm looking for creative ideas to switch, from the plastic straw to a different straw, or from using the plastic bags at the grocery store to cuter, funner, easier to carry kind of bags. So if anybody has those types of ideas, I'm looking for those, and let's share those on social media. I like that idea a lot.
Yeah, and while we're talking about plastic bags, they make biodegradable plastic bags that are just at least a little bit better than the regular ones that you get that don't break down as easily. So going towards those or going towards cleaning products that are a little bit more natural. Hey, that's good. Oh, don't move. Like, perfect. So, and also,
Or,
um, so Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, all of these sites are recommending some really good products for us to use instead of the traditional. Instead of plasticware, we could use made out of bamboo, which is renewable, grows real easily. They actually make bamboo straws too. So yeah, I love that idea. We should start sharing information.
yeah, very good. All right. Well, I've certainly enjoyed talking to you, and I appreciate your time today. Very good, useful, practical information we can all take and implement in our lives. So thank you very much.
Great, thank you.
Okay, we appreciate all of our viewers, and we'll do another Cardcast next week. We're going to have Chef Charles Dewitt talking about one thing we've all loved through this quarantine, and that is food. So hope you'll be back to join us. I'm Shelley Vitanza, the Director of Public Affairs at Lamar University, the pride of Southeast Texas. Stay tuned for a commercial.
I want to help people.
I want to be a part of the solutions of tomorrow.
I want to bring innovations in times of need.
I want to turn my passion for helping others into action.
I want to be the voice that shares truth with the world.
In times of uncertainty, being a nurse is how I will make a difference.
My professors have taught me human resources is about putting people first.
Through the power of mechanical engineering, I've learned how to better the world around me.
Because of Lamar University, I've been given the opportunity to change my world.
To change our world.
Our moment is here.
Our moment is now.
Make the most of it at Lamar University.